to the Ghana Boxing Fraternity for supporting this event. We couldn't have done it without an audience. So I just want to get that out of the way and say thank you, thank you. We're going to do this again. We hope to do it every year. Bring some of our local stakeholders, some of the outsiders, so that we can all learn something. So I just want to thank you, the participants. And then, of course, the speakers, both outside and inside. We appreciate you giving us your time and spending time with us. And then my team from Ace Power Promotions, and then the KA Sports media team for putting this together. I couldn't have done this. We couldn't have done this without you guys. So I really just want to thank you all. What I'm going to talk about is what I do, which is Ringside Physician or a team doctor. I'm not going to do the slides. I'm going to try and speak fast so that we can get out of here. And then we can meet on Friday for the amateur boxing night. So please book up park. It's free for everyone. Come and let's whoop the Nigerians' butt, because it's going to be Ghana versus Nigeria. But who is a ringside doctor? It's obvious by the name. They basically are the doctors that are usually by the ringside. They watch what is going on and then make decisions based on that. But outside the ring, we do other things as well. A true physician or ringside doctor should be able to make sure the boxer or the athlete is ready to go into the ring. And there are different things that we do. For those of you that follow boxing, you know that when you are going to go into the ring, a boxer should have some kind of medicals. Medicals such as HIV testing, hepatitis testing. Why? Because they are blood-borne diseases. If there are any cuts on both ends, Nat was talking about Tony Weeks. If you Google Tony Weeks right now, what comes up is him in a very bloody shirt. Those things happen when fights get very bloody. And if someone has any of the blood-borne diseases, as much as it's rare, it can be transferred. So therefore, a good doctor or medical doctor of the boxing team or a ringside doctor should be aware that boxers are cleared to fight. And not just the blood work, physical exam. All the coaches here, the boxers here know that before you go and fight, you have to see a doctor. They check a few things. There are certain blood pressures if you have, you cannot go to the ring with. They make sure that your extremities are okay, because you are going to make a fist, you're going to punch. So they make sure all those are done before you go in. And I would like to take the opportunity that I'm part of the Ghana Boxing Fraternity. And especially when it comes to the medical side, try our best to do them for our boxers. Because like a few years ago, a boxer went all the way to, I believe, South Africa. He was found out that he had some blood-borne disease and was not allowed to fight. And he was sent back home. Oh, you find out, well, let's try to do them just for our boxers and also protect other boxers. Because getting a blood-borne pathogen is not the best of things. Now, a ringside physician, if you like boxing like me, and you go to a boxing show and you're supposed to work, please try to actually do the work. Don't go to boxing and then don't actually work for the injuries. And I have seen people, many can mention in our show because they are watching the show instead of watching for what they are supposed to be doing. So a good ringside physician is watching for injuries, and they watch it very attentively. In fact, they were on face sparring with the US team, and that is how it is. I stand there, even though it's sparring, I'm watching them, watching for injuries, so that at the end of it, we can make decisions based on that. And we watch for that. Ringside physicians can change the career of a boxer. Because sometimes they have to make critical decisions when the fight is going on. How much of the cut is a cut? And there have been places where a ringside doctor has stopped the fight, and the person who was injured's team were very mad because they thought he could still go on. Can you compare Spence versus Crawford there? How bad Spence's face was, but they were letting them fight because the stakes were high. In any other fight, that fight could have been stopped early, and that's a decision that a ringside doctor has to make and has to live with it. Because imagine you stop a fight like Crawford versus Spence, and people feel like it was the wrong stoppage. You probably will not sleep. But these are the things that we have to do in order to protect the boxer so that they can live and fight another day. We are not perfect. We are humans, and sometimes we will stop fights that we are not supposed to. But in the heat of the moment, we think that we were protecting the boxer. Now, you cannot just be a ringside boxer, a ringside physician. You have to have the knowledge. You have to have the medical training. What kind of, for example, laceration, stitches, are you going to use during a tournament? It's probably going to be different from when you are doing a show where there is no other fights. For example, if you are at a tournament, there's an amateur tournament where they have to fight the next few days. If they have a cut, you have to make sure that the stitches are buried inside so that they can fight again. But if I know it's the last fight of the boxer, I can do good stitches where the stitches will stick out and will have to be taken out later. So you cannot just become a ringside physician. You have to have the knowledge, you have to have the training. Obviously, I didn't start out as a ringside physician, but when I started, I had to learn some new skills so that I'm able to do what I'm able to do. The biggest thing I want to talk about, and then I'll end it because time is fast spent, is concussions. Boxing and concussions are like twins. It happens a lot, oftentimes overlooked, because they are getting hit in the head. In the amateurs, some of them are not wearing headgears right now, which now increases the risk of injuries to the head. A doctor should be able to recognize a concussion because there are repercussions, long-term effects of it. And if you are enjoying the show and you think, oh, it's just a small punch, and you can't tell the difference, what is happening with the boxer in his behavior, their mannerisms, and you let the boxing go on, they may have effects later that may not be good. So in a nutshell, I can talk about what we do, but a ringside physician has to be knowledgeable, they have to have the skill set, they have to have the, how do I even say it, they have to have the confidence to make decisions that possibly may change a boxer's career. And if you can't do that, you cannot do this job. I'll leave it here. Time is fast spent. If anybody has a question or anything like that, guys, I'll be around, especially our ringside doctors and providers that are here. We can chat later. But thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. At long last, the battle has ended.
We'll take one, please.
Thank you. I think we've learned a lot on this program, and I like it. Last thing you said about you need to learn, and you have to learn and you have acquired this knowledge, not just a day. But when you realize the whole thing that we are doing here, some form of we getting knowledge that we will carry back home or use it at our work. I'm now thinking that it is about time that everybody who work around us must be properly qualified, must be able to have what it takes to be there. Because we are working with a whole lot of people's life, and so many things can happen that you as an individual will be a cause, but you may just take it that it's nothing. But